Zidane Danny, Electro Ninja here, and welcome back to Electro Ninja's Lab and Nerd Chat. I am here with my fellow host,
I'm Jack.
and today is a very, very special Nerd Chat because we are doing a Nerd Chat Awards, kinda sorta. Um, this is a much, much simplified version of what we had originally planned, I think, over a year ago. Um, no, 2 years ago, I think, is when we originally came up with the idea of the Nerd Chat Awards. And we unfortunately did not do it last year, even though we had planned to. There was just, like, so much going on that we just didn't have the time to do so. Um, but this year, we decided that we were going to do something. Specifically, we are going to be discussing various different things that we really enjoyed this year. From movies, video games, shows, all sorts of things. And it's just going to be a very loose chat of just all sorts of different media that we have enjoyed this year. And there's a lot. I actually forgot how much has happened over this year. There has been a lot. Like, like, just think back for a moment. What is like something that you didn't that you thought was last year that is actually this year?
Um. Oh. I said it earlier in the chat.
Yeah, I think you did something. What was it? Um,
Locomoto.
did
Young
that?
Sheldon.
Yeah. Well, you finished Young Sheldon, or did that actually finish this year? I'm
Season 7 finished this year.
Holy shit, that's insane. I thought that had been done for a few years now. It's kind of insane. But to be fair, it did need to get finished. But yeah.
Yes, it did.
But yeah, that's a bit insane. Um but yeah, there have been a lot. And like for me, a lot of like the shows that I've watched over this past year, mostly were anime. Um but you've watched a lot of shows like all over the place, right?
Yeah.
So yeah, there's a lot. Um, so yeah, we have a lot that we can cover. Um, what do you think we should start with? Do you think we should? I'm thinking either shows or books.
I think books. Books are good.
Books are good. Okay. So, do you why don't you start with some of the books that you've read this year, and then I'll go over mine.
So the books that I've read are a lot different from yours.
Very.
I read a lot by this author named Andrew Joseph White. He writes exclusively autistic trans men in heinous situations.
Yep.
Um, he wrote The Spirit Bears Its Teeth, which came out in 2024. I finally read it this year. And that was incredible. I mean, some of the ways that he writes are just it's incredible to read. It's horrifying to read. And you can't really read it without being like, ugh.
Yeah.
And at the same time, it's so well written that you literally can't sit there and be like, this is gross. This is amazing. This is written so well.
Yeah. Yeah, comparatively, most of my books were are considered children's books, except for one. We'll get to that, but yeah. So, or manga. I did read I read a decent amount of manga. I don't remember much of the manga that I've read this year, but yeah. Any other books that you really want to cover before I talk about what I've read?
Nope.
Okay. So I have obviously we've both read Skandar. We both have loved Skandar. And it finally came to its conclusion this year. And it also got a spin-off, which is, well, a prequel, I should say. Which Jack has not read. I am about halfway through the prequel. At this point in time, both are good. We'll actually probably talk a bit more about that in a sec. Um, we also both read Poisoned King, which is. But you also read the first book, I believe, Impossible Creatures, right? This year?
Yes.
So, both of those happened. And they were both great. We'll talk about both of those in a sec. Um, and then I also read the second book in the Dragon Ship series, which just came out this year. And that was Rise of Neptune. That just came out a few months ago, which was fantastic. If you haven't read the Dragon Ship series, I absolutely would recommend it. It's so much fun. And then most of the books that I've been reading have been light novels, specifically going back through a lot of light novels that I've been meaning to read for a long time and actually getting through it. It's actually the reason why I've read very little in the terms of manga this year, primarily because I've been mostly focusing on going through and trying to finish all of my light novels. So, Reincarnated as a Sword, Ascendance of a Bookworm, Weakest Tamer, Slime Reincarnation, a few others. But yeah, I also as with my family, we listened to the Dungeons and Dragons books and Mrs. Frisbee, which that was really fun to listen to. If you haven't read those books, go do it because yeah, they're good. Um, yeah, so that's that. But also, I did read another book, and I actually read a few books, but that are really interesting. I read Onyx Storm this year, which came out, and I don't know if you know what that is.
Isn't it the third book in the
Fourth Wing
in that
books.
one
Yep.
horny series?
Yeah. It's weird to me that I like that series because it is so horny. And like I don't like that part. But the dragons, the story, I love that. The actual romance between the characters, great. I love the romance. I hate the how horny it is. Um, and I wish that that's one thing that I've said multiple times whenever I've come across something that is a really good book, but doesn't but it also is very much smut. Is like, could we get a version of this that is not smut? That'd be great. um, because I'm not into that. I'm really not. No matter what side of the whether it's from the woman's side or the man's side, I'm not really into that. But the romance and the story behind a lot of those have been really interesting, especially Fourth Wing and its series. I've really enjoyed the dragons, the magic of that world, and so on and so forth. And it's kind of insane to think about. Um, because yeah, I'm not really into that type of thing. Um, I might also just briefly I want to mention that I did also read the Silmarillion and the Unfinished Tales this year from J.R.R. Tolkien. So
Oh, that was this year, huh?
yeah, I read those this year. It's insane. I forgot that I had read those this year until I was going back through my finished books this year, and I'm like, oh shit, I read those this year. Um,
That's crazy.
it is. Um, Silmarillion, I think I started that last year, because it is a long book. Um, but I loved it. It was fantastic, and I will be finishing the first Unicorn Rider this year. Jack, you're planning on reading that next year, correct? Um, Probably in January.
Unless I get it for Christmas, yeah.
Yeah. So uh, probably by the end of the year, possibly by the end of the year for you, definitely by the end of the year for me. Um, but yeah, first Unicorn Rider, great. Let's actually talk about the books that we both read, which was Skandar and Poisoned King. Those, I think, those are the only books that we read that we both read this year, right?
I think you're right. Yeah.
Um, I would also like to just briefly mention Core of the Dead, which is the second book in the Nico D'Angelo series from the Percy Jackson universe. And I have not read Core of the Dead yet, but I do plan on doing so soon. So I just want to briefly mention that. I think that you should read the Nico D'Angelo books because I think that you would really enjoy them. Um, Even if you're not caught up with all of the Percy Jackson universe, I think that you would really like the Nico D'Angelo books. Um, so yeah, that's a topic for another day. But yeah, let's talk about Skandar and Poisoned King, and I guess Impossible Creatures as well. So I read Impossible Creatures pretty much as soon as it came out. Loved it. Told you right away, hey, you should read. I think you would enjoy this. As I was beginning it, I hadn't even gotten through it, and I was like, oh, you should read this. And then I finished it, and I'm like, oh shit, I should not have said that. And then I think a few months later, you came to me and said, hey, I found this cool looking book, Impossible Creatures, and I was like, cool. It's on you that you chose to read that. I only told you once. And you had forgotten about it that that you should that I told you to read it. Which yeah, how'd you feel about actually finally reading that this year?
It was good, but I was like, oh dear.
Yeah, by the end of it, it's got a sad ending, and that's like what that's a big thing about that book is just like it is a very sad ending, and knowing how pissed off you were at the end of I think Skeleton Curse was the big Skeleton Curse. You were pissed off with me about that one. So after because that had I think we had just read Skeleton Curse, and then I read Impossible Creatures, told you to read it, and then you picked it up a few months later, and I was like, oh shit, I just got him into another series that's gonna be a freaking mind fuck. But yeah, but we both love but Skandar 5 ended great. I think that it was such a good conclusion to the series. I'm really hoping that that she's going to do more in that universe. Obviously, we just got the first Unicorn Rider. I think she's taking a break for a little bit because I think her next book is going to be the one in 2027, Timeless, which we will both be getting it, but we will not be probably talking about it at all on the series, on the channel. We'll see. But yeah. But Poisoned King, what did you think of that? Because I liked it. I think you liked it, right?
I did. I immediately was like, oh, this guy is the killer. Like,
Yeah. Yeah, they're not subtle about it. That was one thing that I found really interesting is like this is not subtle. This is it's kind of interesting that like they're showing that this is a really bad guy from the get-go, and
yeah.
it's weird that that nobody realizes it except for the people who are except for our main characters. But then you think about real life and you're like, oh yeah, that actually unfortunately makes way too much sense. Um fuck. Why is real life actually this book? But yeah, that's a topic for another day. But yeah, so for the books, what do you think between those two? Which one do you think was the best between Skandar 5 and Poison King for us this year?
I'm gonna go with Skandar 5.
Fair. I think that is a reasonable assumption. I think once Impossible Creatures ends, I would really like for us to discuss it in its entirety. I think because I think that might be our new Skandar series, as well as possibly freaking the Dragon Ship series. Once you actually read that, because I think you are planning on reading that after at some point, right?
Yes.
Okay. Just obviously because it's around Christmas time, you don't want to be getting books. But yeah, Dragon Ship series, great series. We just obviously Jack can't discuss it because he hasn't read it yet. Was there any other books that were really stood out to us? I don't think there were.
I gave an honorable mention to the one I read called "You Weren't Meant to Be Human." It was almost a little too intense for me, but it was overall pretty good.
Nice, cool. So yeah, that's I think that's good. So that's books. Um, let's see here. So, I guess next we should probably discuss shows, which I don't think.
Shows.
I don't think. Is it just Wednesday that we both watched?
Yeah.
I think it might be. Let me go to Netflix really quick because I'm trying to think of like what else we might have watched, because those are the main things that we have watched. Mute that. So you did not watch Haunted Hotel?
Nope.
Okay. Did you watched On to Dawn, right?
I did partly. Yeah, part of it.
Yeah, but it's like a bit weird for you, and yeah, which is fair. It is a weird show. Was there any? I don't think there was anything else. Well, why don't we just why don't you just start going over some of the series that you watched this year, and I'll then cut in and see if
One of my favorite shows, The Great North, ended this year.
Okay.
With season 5.
Yeah,
was
you've been
super
talking
good.
so much about that. I forgot about that.
It was a super good show. I mean, it's wholesome, it's cute, it's nice. There's nothing really particularly adult about it. It's a good family friendly show. I mean, there's a few scenes where you're like, okay, maybe not. But it's just a good adult animation that is just, it's sweet and wholesome. It's about Beef Tobin and his 4 kids, and he's a single dad, and how he kind of navigates that, and
Isn't
the
it?
kids all have their own storylines, and it's all very cool.
I feel like you compared it to Bob's Burgers a little bit, or am I wrong?
It's by the same people who made Bob's Burgers, but it's a very different thing.
Okay. Yeah, that makes sense. So yeah, and then you also watched Young Sheldon.
Yes.
We were discussing that we should watch Twisted Wonderland. I remember that, but I don't know if we actually did. You ever do it, or did because I didn't?
I do not.
Okay. Star Wars Visions came out this year, which great series, by the way. If you haven't watched Star Wars Visions, absolutely do so. They are fantastic. Every single episode is fantastic, and it's a I have not finished it yet. I think we still have one more episode. But I've loved Star Wars Visions. It's such a good series. Let me see here. What else was there? There was something else. Wasn't there something else that we both watched? I feel like there was, but I don't think there was anything that we both watched, because when it came to anime, I've been watching a lot of anime this year. Mostly catching up on stuff. I think I watched Bartender this year, which Bartender Glass of God is such an interesting show, and it's I don't want to really say much about it because it's just such an interesting show. That might have been last year though that I watched that. I don't remember. I'm currently looking through my Crunchyroll list because that's where I see most of my anime. I think I watched Hell's Paradise this year, which also great show, very freaking weird. I think I finally watched the second season of Horimiya, which is also known as Horimiya: The Missing Pieces, I believe. Um, if you haven't watched Horimiya, it's a great show. So cute. It's such a cute love story. Um, Guild Receptionist, I think I watched. Kaiju number 8. Kaiju number 8 is fantastic. Read it, watch it, whatever you do. Because that's great. Frick. Let me think here. There were so many. I cannot remember most of them. To Your Eternity came out again, is back this year. I have not finished it, obviously. Touring After the Apocalypse came out this year. Those are, obviously, those have just started, so it's probably not going to, I'm not going to expect people to have watched them all. My Hero Academia is ending this year. I finally sat down and finished Restaurant to Another World. I think I watched Quality Assurance in Another World this year. I could be wrong. Night of the Living Cat. If you haven't watched that, it is absolutely amazing. It is a comedy where it's zombies, but it's zombie cats. But yeah. Oh my gosh, it is so stupid and I love it. If you haven't watched it, you're gonna love it. I think I've told you. I think I told you to read it when it came, when I first found the manga. Which I don't know if you ever did.
I did not.
Okay. Yeah, read it at some point. I think that in terms of anime that came out this year, if I were to pick one that was the best, I would say Gachiakuta. I hate to say it, but honestly, it was so it has been so good. And it is dark. It is a dark series. I'm not gonna sugarcoat it. It is not for the faint of heart. So if you are thinking of watching Gachiakuta, look up a little bit about it first and see if you are able to handle everything that it talks about, because it is a lot. It talks a lot about the dark side of humanity, and it is not an easy show to watch. But it is also a really good and a important show that I think a lot of people should watch. Because like I said, it's about the dark side of humanity. This main kid comes from a slums in what is considered by the majority of the show. He is considered to be the top, the cream of the crop, the best person ever, because he came from the sphere, is what they call it. And but in the sphere, he is the worst of the worst. He is thrown down because he is assumed to have killed his father. And it is dark. He is trying to get somebody to take down the person who actually killed his father, but everyone turns against him. The girl that he has a crush on turns against him. All the people that have ever known him, known that he was just a kid who liked to give life to trash. And he's thrown down into what they call the pit, and then down on the surface he meets all these people. It deals a lot with art, and it is very political, very politically inclined, and also deals with a lot of dark stuff. There is probably one in terms of any anime that has ever talked about sexual assault. I think that it handled it the best. It showed how monstrous it is without ever sexualizing the characters involved, and it is extremely dark. It is not for the faint of heart, like I said, but I think that everyone who can handle it should watch it. If you do not think that you can handle it, I do not recommend it. If you start to feel like, okay, I need to stop this, stop it, because you should not finish it if you do not think that you can handle it. That I think that is an important aspect to that. but it is also an extremely good show. Um, because yeah, it does deal with a lot of, like I said, heavy topics. But yeah, still one of the best shows that I've read that I've watched this year. In terms of what we've both watched, it is Wednesday because that's the only show that we've both watched. It was
Yep.
it was good. I liked Wednesday. I think that it was a fantastic show. And I think that's pretty much all we have to say about it. Which is
Yeah,
unfortunate.
pretty much.
It's unfortunate that like that's kind of the best show that we can both talk about, and it's simple. It's just yeah, there it is. Uh, moving on. Movies. Let's talk about movies. Did you watch? You didn't watch any new movies this year, correct?
I have not.
Okay. So you didn't watch Fantastic Four or Thunderbolts or anything like that?
Nope.
Okay, so none of the Marvel stuff. I loved a lot of the Marvel stuff. I also really loved Superman. Honestly, I think that it was one of the best depictions of Superman. I don't know. I know that you aren't really the biggest fan of Superman.
Not really.
But he is. It was really good. It was basically about how he is. It talks a lot about how he's perceived by people, but how he continues to strive to always do the best. There's a scene where some people are just so upset about him saving a squirrel during a big fight, and honestly, I love that scene because it's showing that he cares about every single life. Doesn't matter how small. Doesn't matter if it's something that nobody else would care about. He strives so hard to save everyone, every single person, and it was fantastic. I loved it. But you watched some other movies that did not come out this year, but you finally watched them, right? Or
Not really. I watched a bunch of old movies.
just a bunch of old movies that you really enjoy?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, why don't you talk about them for a brief bit?
I mean, my all-time favorites are like Big Hero 6, Cars,
Fair enough.
things like that. I watch Cars a lot when I'm upset, which this year has been a lot of upset.
Yeah, there's a lot going on, and that's fair.
It's been really tough this year, and so I watched Cars a lot because I watch it when I'm feeling not great emotionally or physically.
Yeah.
And so Cars is just great. I love its depiction of found family.
Yeah.
And I actually was talking with a client about that the other day. And he agreed that he likes the found family aspect of it, and I was like, yeah, it's great. I really love that he finds a way to that Lightning McQueen finds a way to love people instead of just being a entitled jerk again.
Yeah.
He really grows a lot in that first movie, and it's really cool to see.
Yeah. Is the first Cars movie still the best Cars movie?
Yes.
That's kind of concerning that they've just never managed to make better. I mean, granted, the I don't think that the third. I think was it the third one or was it the fourth one with what's her name?
There's only 3.
There is only 3. Okay, so yeah, the third one. I think that one's between 3 and 2. I think that was probably the better one. But yeah, that's kind of concerning. I think we should probably briefly discuss some movies that we haven't seen, but we kind of want to see. For me, there are 2 movies. The first one is Frankenstein, which was made by Guillermo del Toro. I'm sorry if I'm mispronouncing that. I think I did it right. Um, and also Knives Out, which or the third Knives Out movie, which I think is coming to Netflix soon. I think it's the 12th is when that comes out, when it comes to Netflix itself, if I'm remembering correctly. Somewhere around there. It's soon. I think it's currently in theaters. It might not be anymore, but I have loved the first two movies, and I am ready to see another one. Honestly, Blanc to me, Blanc feels like a new version of frickin' what's his name? Sherlock Holmes. Benoit Blanc feels like a new Sherlock Holmes, and I kind of love it. I love the like he is very much a. Is he kind of a dick? Yes, but also he deeply cares about people. People that actually deserve to, who are in trouble. He helps them, and I love that. I love everything about what the mysteries and everything that they have done with those movies. I feel like they really were inspired by the first, by the original stories of Sherlock Holmes. Because yeah, if you think about it, the first movie, he doesn't even know why he's there, but immediately he realizes that this girl in that first movie, she deeply needs help. He knows from the get-go that she knows more than she's letting on. And he, even though he knows that, he never outs her. He never puts her in harm's way because he knows that she is a deeply caring person and that the rest of the family are complete assholes. So he wants to make sure that he gets the actual proof of what actually happened before he actually did anything. And it was... I loved it. It was great. But yeah, and then the second movie is also great. I'm not gonna get too much into that. Go and watch Knives Out if you haven't yet. I know, Jack, you're not as into them. But yeah, what are some movies that you had seen were out or coming that you were excited for?
Elio.
Elio, yes, I forgot about Elio. We've talked about it significantly, and we just have never watched it. And Elio has the lizard thing at the end, and yet neither of us have watched it. Oh my gosh. I think it's funny that the lizard thing is more popular than the movie itself.
Yeah, that's pretty funny.
It's so dumb, but I kind of love that. But yeah. At some point, I think we'll both watch Elio. It's, like I said, at some point, it's probably just going to be a little bit. And yeah, I think that's pretty much it when it comes to movies. We haven't discussed video games yet. But yeah, let's talk video games. Which is kind of a big deal because the big thing that happened this year is that the Switch 2 came out, which both of us have been loving the Switch 2. We've both been playing Mario Kart and ZA. In terms of video games, I don't... how many games have you played besides those this year?
As for new games, just those two.
Okay, in terms of just games in general.
I've been playing Battlefront 2, Pokemon Scarlet and Violet.
No, fair.
Let's see, what else? Minecraft. Oh, I tried Dinkum. That was a good one.
Yeah, we tried Dinkum. I think, did we play that together? Just like separate but together. It looked fun. It looked like a very good game. It's just like it was a bit weird just start off with.
Yeah. We played Locomoto. I finished it. I don't know if you did.
I did not finish Locomoto yet. I've been trying to get it done, but I also had like a lot of other games that I've been playing this year. In fact, let's quickly go over the mountain of games that I've been playing this year. Firstly, obviously, Final Fantasy 14. It had a big update. It's gonna get another big update soon. Freaking Marvel Rivals has been amazing this year. This is the first year that it's actually had, and it's about to hit its first anniversary, which is insane that so much has happened in that game in such a short time. But it's been fantastic, and I think that a lot of people, if you haven't played Marvel Rivals, then I think you should. Too bad they need to get on the Switch too, at the least. If they're gonna get it on the Switch, great, but I don't think they're gonna get it on the Switch. They're probably just gonna go straight to the Switch too. But yeah, so something for Switch 2. I've also played, obviously, we've both played ZA. I have finished ZA, you have not. I've played Donkey Kong Bonanza, which, fantastic game. I think that it was, it captured a lot of the love that they had in, Mario Odyssey, which you did play Mario Odyssey, right?
Nope.
No, you've never played Mario Odyssey. Okay, I thought you had. It's a great game. It's basically just destroy everything is pretty much all that Donkey Kong Bonanza is, and just have fun. And it's a good game to just, like, when you want to destroy stuff. It's great. I think that that's the best way that I can put that. Well, yeah, I think that you should play Donkey Kong Bonanza. It was fun. At some point. ZA is absolutely amazing. Obviously, we are going to be discussing probably ZA a bit more because the DLC comes out in like 2 weeks, give or take. Yeah. In fact, yeah, it's going to be coming out between next Nerd Chat and the one after that is when the DLC comes out. So you need to finish the game before then. Because yeah, that's important.
Alex isn't mad. She couldn't get the DLC, and I did when I bought the original game, and so she didn't do that, and so now she has to wait until Christmas or after Christmas to get it.
Ay. That's fun. But yeah. The DLC, I'm ecstatic for the DLC. It's looking like so much fun, and we're gonna be playing it. I would love to actually, if we can, I'd like to have us do a live stream or something where we're both playing it simultaneously, but we'll see. We'll see what happens. But yeah, so that was that. Dispatch, which just came out. It is a very fun game. I think it came out a little bit too late, but and also, like, I didn't know anything about Dispatch until it came out, and then it was everywhere. Everyone was talking about it. Everyone was like, "This is a great game," and blah 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 blah. And it is a very fun game. I am never putting it on the channel. It's very mature, and I feel like if it's gonna be anywhere, we might do like a let's play of the two of us playing through it, together to make the choices on Nerds Playing Games. But I think that is as far as I'm willing to go with it. Very censored because holy shit, it is very mature. Have you seen anything about Dispatch yet?
No.
Okay. But yeah, it's basically you make a whole bunch of choices, and your choices have major impacts in the story, and it's fun. It's a very, very fun game, and I think that you would enjoy it. I wish that it was on the Switch as well as the PlayStation. I think it's just on PlayStation and Steam. I don't even think it's on Xbox. So, yeah. But yeah, you should absolutely play that at some point. It was very, very fun. Well, we'll probably talk about it before too long. We'll see. but yeah, so yeah, Dispatch was very fun. ZA has been very fun. I've been shiny hunting a lot. Jack is still not done with the game. I don't know how you haven't finished it yet. Um, but yeah. But yeah, so that's that. I also played Once Upon a Katamari, which I'm. I know that you are not really the biggest fan of the Katamari games. I think you played one of them, right? If I'm not mistaken.
Yeah.
Was it the reroll on the Switch?
Yeah.
Okay, that might be part of the reason because the Katamari games really were intended for PlayStation. The original games, they just work better on the PlayStation, in my opinion. I've played, I think, Reroll, one of them on the Switch, and comparatively, it's a lot more it's a bit weird, primarily because of the fact that where your fingers are, um, the joysticks of the PlayStation controller just work a lot better for that game, in my personal opinion. Um, so there's that. I kind of understand why you didn't really like it. There's all sorts of things. Also, I think you didn't really like the art style, but that's subjective, right? Or am I mistaken?
Yeah, I didn't really like the art style.
Yeah, which is fair. Remember, it's a PS2 game, like an old PS2 game, like first level, first like 10 games that were on the PS2 that was included with freaking Katamari. So, yeah, it really was like it's an old game. Even Reroll is just like not. It's pretty much the exact same game, just like slightly better. And really, it's a nostalgia game. It's not something that every single person's gonna enjoy, and that's fine. Um, but yeah, and then in terms of my favorite game of the year, Ghost of Yote. 100% Ghost of Yote was the best game that I have played this year. And let me make that very clear again that I have played this year. We have not played Silk Song. We have not played freaking Expedition 33. We have made I think we've made that abundantly clear that we have not played those games. Um, we know that they are extremely popular. That a lot of people love them. We did not play them. um, but yeah. Um, speaking of, we talked about Game of the Year. I think was Game of the Year. Did we do that last Nerd Chat, or was it the Nerd Chat before?
Last Nerd Chat.
Okay. So yeah, last Nerd Chat we talked about Game of the Year. Was there any game in the Game Awards that stood out to you as, I want to play it, I just haven't yet?
No.
Okay. To me, I would say I would love to play Hades. Both Hades games, Silk Song and Expedition 33. And I thought you wanted to play Silk Song as well, didn't you? And Hades.
After watching my sister play it, the answer is hell no.
Okay, fair enough. I'm assuming the same thing goes for Hades, or do you even know about Hades?
I don't know about Hades.
Yeah, it's a roguelike. It's not for everyone. That's fair. Silk Song, I would love to play it, but I want to play the first game first.
Hollow Knight.
Yeah. I want to play Hollow Knight first. I'm not going to be playing Silk Song before I play Hollow Knight, because that just sounds like a disaster waiting to happen. Um, and yeah, I think, I don't know. There are some games that I feel like that you should play that I've talked to you about significantly. Um, Like, obviously, most of them have been like PlayStation games that I'm just like, get to the freaking console so that we can talk about this. Holy shit. Yeah. Why is this not on the Switch? Specifically, like I've said, Marvel Rivals and Dispatch. Both of those, why are they not on the Switch? I can kind of understand Dispatch because it is very mature, and while it does have sensors involved, they can be very easily turned off. Um, so yeah, it is not something that kids should be playing, and it looks like it might be a kids game from the just from looking at it. It is not. It is very, very, very much for not for kids. Um, but yeah. Um, but yeah, I don't know. We'll see. I think that I would also like to briefly mention that I would like to play Indiana Jones. I think that it looks very interesting. Um, but it's just I just haven't gotten around to playing it. So, yeah. I think that's pretty much it. Nothing else is really immediately coming to mind. Um, oh, we also were talking about songs that for this year. Did we listen to any of the same music?
I doubt it.
I doubt it too. Like, if I look through my list, like recently, anyways, I've been mostly listening to like Has Been Hotel music, which I know you haven't been listening to. uh oh, we should talk
I
about
will say I do like Loser Baby.
Fair. It's such a good song. Has Been Hotel has such great songs. I wish that you had.
I've been told I need to retry Has Been Hotel.
You should give it the good college try. Watch through the first few seasons. Seriously. But yeah. So in terms of like music that I've been listening to, I've been mostly listening to Has Been Hotel music, a lot of anime music. Um, briefly, I've listened to like the freaking Minecraft movie music, which is so dumb. It's so dumb. There's a reason we didn't talk about the Minecraft movie in our movie section. It's such a dumb movie, and if you don't like Minecraft, you're probably not gonna enjoy it. But at the same time, it's so dumb, and I love it. It's hilarious. Yeah, there's so many good, so much good music. Um, what else was it? Yeah, that's pretty much it when it comes to that. Although it did, by me looking actually over my music that I've been listening to this year, I realized I forgot to talk about a really freaking good anime this earlier that I actually freaking watched. It has been out for a while. But it was such a good series. The Sacrificial Princess and the King of Beasts. Holy crap, that is such a cute love story. If you haven't watched it yet or read it, go and do so. Jack, that means you.
Yeah.
It's cute. You're gonna love it. Trust me on this. Yeah. That is one that I think that you should absolutely watch at some point. I don't care when, but you need to at some point. But yeah, the Sacrificial Princess and the King of Beasts. Where? Speaking of which, where is that? Why am I not seeing that? Yeah, there. Okay, there it is. That's why. Crunchyroll does weird things, but yeah, it's such a good show. It's a love story, and I love it. It's adorable. But yeah. In terms of, I'm trying to think of what I would say was the best song I've listened to this year. I honestly want to say either um uh let me go into here really quick. What were the songs? Live to Live or Hear My Hope from Has Been Hotel. Both of those are so freaking good. Um, Live to Live is basically about one of the sinners who has come to who has gotten to heaven, is basically singing to the top angel that humans are afraid and that they and why they're so scared of so many things and all of the different things that have happened, and it's such a good song and I love it. And the same thing goes for Hear My Hope. And honestly, Hear My Hope should be played at frickin' things to at protests against what is currently happening. I'm not gonna go into more of that, but yeah, it should be played in like these big things where we're just like where people are standing against really bad things. And I'll leave it at that for now, because it's the best. I'm actually looking over all of the songs from Has Been Hotel that have been right now. And I am not surprised by what song is the number one song. It's Gravity. Not a question. It was the best villain song ever this year. I think I was talking to Gothic Phoenix a little while ago, and I've talked also to a few other people, and it's like, Idol might have done well if it wasn't for frickin' Gravity. Gravity happened, and then everyone was just like, that is the number one villain song of the year, period. There's no ifs, ands, or buts. Gravity is the number one villain song of the year. And yeah, speaking of, we didn't talk really about freaking K-pop Demon Hunters, which is actually a movie that we both watched this year.
It was cute.
And that's it. That's all you have to say. I think I enjoyed it a bit more than you did, if I'm remembering correctly.
Yeah, surprisingly. I told you to watch it, and I liked it. I watched it with my sisters. It was pretty good. They've watched it 1,000 times.
Yeah, I've watched it once. And I was like, oh, this is pretty good. And then I've listened to the music like a good dozen times. Specifically, I've listened to Idol a good dozen times. I've listened to Takedown a good dozen times, and I'm forget what the last song. I'm forgetting its name. But yeah, those I've listened to a few of their songs like a good number of times, because I've actually enjoyed them a good amount. Until Gravity came out, Idol was actually standing as my number one song of the at least number one villain song. And then Gravity happened, and then everyone was just like, yes. Sorry. But yeah, you have you even heard Gravity yet?
No, I haven't.
Oh, you need to. You need to listen to Gravity. If that doesn't convince you to watch all the way through season 2, then I'm just, yeah. You need to seriously give that show another chance, and I think you will enjoy it. That's as much as I'm gonna say for now. But yeah. Is there any other media that we should discuss?
I think we've about covered it.
Yeah. I guess yeah, last thing that I would like to just like briefly bring up is, are there any in any of the categories, is there something that you know is coming or you just haven't gotten around to getting that you want to check out but you just haven't gotten a chance to yet?
Not yet.
Uh,
Not that I can think of.
Besides Skandar and uh, Dragons, the Dragon Ship series.
Yeah, I can't think about it. Think of anything.
Okay. To be fair, we both have ADHD, so sometimes it's kind of hard to think about that. But yeah, I don't know. I don't know. There was a lot of good stuff. You know what's odd to think about though that came out this year? Last of Us season 2, which I know that you didn't. I don't think you watched that, but that like. I'm just thinking about like some of the things that came out at the beginning of the year that I felt were like at the they were at the end of last year. Like I said, Last of Us was there. But you know what is coming out soon? And I think that we are that I don't know if you're as excited for this as I am, but Percy Jackson season 2 is coming out in December.
I did see that.
Yeah. I think that's the same day as the DLC comes out. If I'm remembering correctly. Let me double check that.
December 10th?
I think so. I think that's the day. And then obviously Stranger Things came out, started out this year, or just like a few days ago, which I have seen. I've seen everything for that. It was great. I'm wishing that that we had the rest of the season, but we don't get that until much later. So, frick. Where is Percy Jackson? There's Percy Jackson. That's what it was. Yeah, December 2nd. Or December 10th, sorry. Season 2 is December 10th. But yeah, Percy Jackson. I'm ecstatic for that. Did you watch the first season? I don't know if you did.
I did.
Okay. And what did you think of that?
I liked it. I thought it was a good representation.
Yeah. And I think that that's the important thing when it comes to when it comes down to the Percy to adaptations, especially when it comes to shows based off books, is that a lot of them, when it comes to adaptations in general, you can't expect them to be perfect. Percy Jackson, I think it was really good. I think it was an extremely well done version of the events, and I'm hoping that they will continue to do really well. As far as I'm aware, season 3 and season 4, I think even through season 5, have already been greenlit, and they are already working on season 3. I don't think they're done filming it yet, but they have been working on it. I think they started filming as soon as season 2 finished filming. They started work on season 3 filming. So, hopefully, we get it pretty quickly, because we all know that these kids are gonna age fast.
True.
Like, cough cough Stranger Things, the kids in Stranger Things look like they're in their 20s, and they are still in high school.
Yeah.
So, yeah, it's kind of concerning. So hopefully they get that done soon. And especially when it comes to Percy Jackson, my biggest concern is Heroes of Olympus, because that's all taking place within a year, and there are some of the kids that are like 13 in that group. Like Percy and his friends, they're some of them are on the older side of things. They're in their late teens, like 17, 18. So it's not really going to be that big of a deal for them. But like, isn't someone's young? One of the 7 demigods is like 13, I think. but I can't remember which one.
I don't either.
Well, is it Leo? Is Leo the youngest?
No, I think Leo's 16 or 17.
Okay. Because yeah, the thing about that is like Jason is like he's pretty old, and he's the same. And Leo and Hazel are about the same age. So Piper, sorry. I don't remember. I don't know. I know Hazel's in the other group. That's right. Yeah, Hazel went with Percy, while Piper went with Jason. Yeah, Heroes of Olympus. There's too many of them. There's 7 of them, plus Nico. Oh my gosh, that's actually insane. Like, and 5 of them were new are new to that, and it's a lot. It is a lot. So yeah. But yeah, I don't know. We'll see what happens. I'm hoping that they do really well with that series. I have heard that there's like rumors and shit of a Kane Chronicles animated series, possibly coming to Netflix. But that's about as much as I've heard about it. And yeah, but I don't know. I'm excited for what is coming. I think that one of the things that that we will be very excited to see is the stuff when it comes to Pokemon next year is going to be really fun because it's the 30th anniversary. That's got to be big. Did you say
it's going to be huge. I hope they release Gen 10.
Yep. Pokopia is coming out. What else is happening? I don't know. There's a few things. And it's kind of insane because obviously on the 10th we're getting the DLC for Pokemon. And then the 11th is Game Awards. I'm really trying to make sure that people are aware. Game Awards is the 11th. I know I said the 12th when we did the video. I'm sorry. But the 11th is the Game Awards, and I will be live streaming that. I know that there's a lot of stuff going on that day. But yeah, Game Awards is probably going to reveal a bunch of stuff, and I'm gonna make notes of all of the games that get revealed because I feel like that is gonna be something that we should probably discuss after the on the Nerd Chat that's after the Game Awards, possibly. We'll see.
Yep.
Because there's gonna be a lot. They're not gonna really touch on Pokemon for sure, but they're gonna talk about a lot of other games. And a lot of these games are gonna be the games of next year, so I'm ecstatic. We'll see what happens. But yeah, you know, one thing that there's actually one thing that I would like to briefly discuss though, before we leave, and that is the hell that is AI. So you may have noticed that there was a movie that came out this year that was kind of interesting. But we're not talking about it because it had AI usage. And we refused. And Jack, I don't think you even watched it because you found out about that.
What movie is this?
I will send you the message so that we don't promote it.
Okay.
Did that send?
No.
Okay, one sec. Let me try again.
Are you sending it via Messenger?
Yes.
No, nothing happened.
Oh, there we go. I think it sent twice now, but that's fine.
Oh, yeah.
So let me make one thing very clear. If we talk about something that is later found out to have AI involved, we will try to. We do not want to. We did not want to talk about it. But yeah, there AI is everywhere, and unfortunately, it's getting worse. The thing that we were just talking about is pretty limited AI. It's not much. The concern is more of like what they have said about AI, the people who made that movie have said about AI, which is kind of concerning for one of the for the upcoming Avengers movies, because they are actually going to be involved with with some of the Avengers movies, which is concerning, very concerning. But yeah, we will not. If it is found out that there's AI involved with it, we do not want to talk about it, because AI is garbage. Do not use generative AI. If and I think that that is an important distinction. If you use AI, you are no longer an artist. Your artist license is revoked if you use generative AI. I don't care. I don't care how you use it, unless it's complete. If it's an accident, then that's kind of then that is understandable. But if you intentionally use AI, generative AI for anything, then you are no longer an artist. Let that be very, very clear. And we will try to avoid talking about anything that is using AI. It's one of the reasons why I have specifically stated multiple times that I will not be going back to Fortnite, no matter how little they used AI. They have used it, and they have lost all respect that I've ever had for them. And even if it was something that, because it was the Star Wars thing, it was about, they used the Darth Vader's voice, that thing, and it is not good. I know that that he was okay with it, but too bad, because that any company that is using that should be very ashamed of themselves. But yeah, unless they all money that that comes from doing that should go to his family, which I think it is the case. But it's a very slippery slope if somebody is willing to do that. That is an extremely slippery slope for anything going on in the future. So, yeah. That is pretty much what I have to say about AI. And we will probably have at some point a serious discussion in a nerd chat about AI and how it needs to be stopped. I don't know when we're going to do it, but it is important to have that conversation at some point, and we will probably be spending an entire hour going over the bullshit that it is. But anyways, guys, sorry for the downer of that last bit. But yeah, we had a lot of good shows that we watched this year, and honestly, we need good shows for what is currently happening in the world. We need to, yeah, the world needs recovery. So I think that we've talked about a lot of good stuff, that a lot of good media this year, and we hope that the creators of this media will continue to do really good stuff, and that they won't fall for the traps. But anyways, I think that's pretty much all we have to say. Hopefully you guys have enjoyed today's nerd chat. I've been Electro Ninja, he's been Jack, and we will see you guys next time. But on.